Recreate your life on purpose and with purpose. I get the feeling there are a fair few of us out there who have felt or currently feel like we are not worthy and not enough. This is simply not true. That reel that plays inside our head is created by ourselves. That being the case, there is only one person who can change the reel. The truth is that our story is being created through that reel that is playing. If that reel is generally positive, that is the place we create from. If it is generally negative, then that is the place we create from. Is it healthy to be overly positive, or is it important that we balance out that duality within ourselves? My observation is that it's not great to push way too much towards the positive or the negative. I've noticed that people who are overly optimistic tend to ignore certain problems when those problems really need to be looked at and dealt with. And those more on the pessimistic end tend to hyper-focus on what is going wrong, and will often move through their day with a victim mentality. I have observed as both the optimist and the pessimist look outside of themselves and judge others for being the problem. I walked through life with this weird optimistic-pessimistic view that didn't make any sense. I can now make sense of this within me. I choose to sit somewhere in the middle. I choose to take off those rose-coloured glasses and see things exactly as they are, so that I know how I might be able to make even the slightest of positive changes in this strange and messed up world. I have heard many people say they are just one person, and that there is no way they could make any sort of difference. If we think this is true, then yes, it is most definitely true. Perhaps you have done some research into the law of attraction at some point, but are left scratching your head as to how to change a reel, because it has been stuck inside your head for so dang long. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, but think about it, if nobody ever started building Rome, then it wouldn't have been built at all. The same is true with changing that reel. If you don't make the appropriate adjustments, then guess what? You will be stuck with that same old reel for the rest of your life. I realised that I was stuck in certain patterns and have been making adjustments to my mindset for some time. It's not the easiest, most straightforward thing, but if we dedicate ourselves to improving our mindset, then gradually we remove the old patterns and replace them with the new. We can move through life with the lack mindset. Anything that stops us from reaching our fullest potential is honestly a lack mindset. I used to have so many limiting beliefs. I made a pact with myself a few years ago that I would in this lifetime break what I see as a generational curse and achieve abundance. I used to feel at my very core that it was evil to want to have money, but how is it evil to have the necessary amount of money required to achieve balance and stability in our life? And because our cup is so full, we are then able to easily share this wealth with others. Before I could properly reach for the abundance I so desired, I had to first put down so many burdens. At some point I realised that fear and limiting beliefs were holding me back from reaching my deepest desires and fullest potential. For me, my abundance is also tied up in me finding stability within self. For many, I think the law of attraction is not accessible until we have sufficiently healed and are able to step into an abundance mindset. It was drummed into me for much of my life that I was not worthy, not deserving, and not enough. I felt like my life purpose was to be a martyr, to build everybody else up, but this was to the detriment of myself. It was suggested by many that I was less than. For them that is fine, as I was able to give them the boost they needed, but what about me? When we focus on becoming a martyr to others, the lack mindset is likely to fully take over. We attract what the universe thinks that we desire. My putting out there that I wanted to be a martyr to others meant that the universe sent me people that would walk all over me, not the greatest thing to attract. The truth is that we can be giving without being a martyr. We just need to make some adjustments to our mindset. We have the ability to release fear and limiting beliefs and start to recode our mindset to focus more on our own abundance. It's not easy, but it can be done. I'm still in the process, but I am getting there. I'm starting to really love every moment of this process though. I have recognized myself as a living, breathing work of art. Have you ever experienced a work of art that looks like chaos? This was me, but I am recreating myself in that image that I so desire. I'm aiming to become my own masterpiece. Perhaps my words, thoughts and inspiration will offer you the necessary focus to make some truly positive changes in your own life. Know that you are worthy, abundant and most definitely enough. You are your own person, and so long as you aren't a prisoner or slave, you likely have the power to make the changes you so desire. Start to recreate your life in that new image that you have envisioned. You have more power than you freaking well think. Recreate your life on purpose and with purpose. We have agency over our own life, not anybody else's, and so we should be focusing on creating our best life. Nobody else can do this for us. Societal structures can cause people to feel imprisoned. It can cause them to feel like they are living in the matrix. We need to be mindful that we are allowing others to live their best life. There is an abundance available to everybody. Every single one of us can step into a reality where we are abundant. We just need to choose it. It is an illusion that if I am abundant, then another person cannot be. Each of us can recode our mindset to focus on our own abundance. We can attract what we desire, but first we need to wake up to the fact that we may be holding ourselves back. We can look outside ourselves and feel overburdened all we want, but will that fix anything, or does it simply distract us from our own power?